Well, looky there. We are live
Are we?
on the Facebooks and the YouTubes.
Are you sure?
No, I'm not. I probably need some confirmations.
Check 1 2 1 2 3 4. Not yet. We'll see. I don't hear you either.
Hello. No,
now,
that's better.
Now you're
Am I
there.
wiggly? There's a wiggle wire.
No, he had to turn on the correct ones.
No, this reset when I
Rebooted. Now it is better.
No, it's not better yet. Now it's getting better. Ah, yes.
Now we're back.
Better.
We're betters.
We're betters.
Better.
What's
Butter.
up, Mike?
Butter.
Had some technology gremlins
Turtle.
creep in.
Turtle. This is Turtle Club.
Turtle Club. Oh, Jason, what's happening? Oh, Canada joined. Oh, Canada.
Oh, Canada. Nice to have you
What's-
back home.
Yeah, no doubt. They finally got the internet's back working after a year
I hope so.
up in the Canadas.
It is probably really cold up there right now.
Shit. Really cold.
Really freaking cold.
I'm not happy about the cold here.
The
Not that
nighttime
bad.
cold has been cold.
Yeah, not that bad.
It could be way worse.
Mm-hmm.
It could be. Could be way worse.
What's ironic is we're getting this now, and it's like
Yeah.
toward the end of February, and
Yep.
it's mid-February. and it's
Finally,
like,
skiing got good.
Yeah.
This
I've-
weekend it was good.
I was going to say it was probably
This weekend
really
was
good.
really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, when you get an unexpected 13 inches of snow.
Yeah.
But that was like exactly right here.
yeah,
was
right.
very
Well,
bizarre.
they got like 8 or 9 up or 10 up there on
Right.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
So they got some good stuff up there.
Lots of fresh stuff.
Yep.
It's always better.
And the mountain looks right. It's all
right.
white.
It's all white instead
It's all
of just.
white.
And in 4 weeks, it's just going to rapidly melt
Yep,
under the
it's gonna be
sun.
gone.
So get it while you can.
Yep.
Mark, yeah, I've just been collecting Jeep parts as well. Sunny and 63 today. Is that 63 in Celsius? As I'd be out there in a tankini.
It'd be quite warm.
Oh, there he is. What's up, Matt? Dave. Oh, we got the crew on.
We got a good
yeah.
calling tonight.
yeah.
Maybe we should move to Mondays.
Mondays at 8 p.m. Live.
I'm not opposed.
I don't know.
In some ways, it might be easier than Sunday for some.
Well,
some of
it's
us.
only 2 more weeks and then skiing's over.
Season's over, yeah. But still, Sunday is part
Well,
of the
3
weekend.
weeks.
So literally the reason Sundays worked, because when we started this, that was the only night I was guaranteed not to have to work.
Correct.
And now I've got a real,
Open schedule.
except for when I travel with work.
Yeah.
And then it doesn't matter
And then
because
it
you're
doesn't
gone
matter.
anyway.
And
Yeah.
you're going Saturday or Sunday and Monday no matter what.
Yeah, no matter what.
So it doesn't matter.
Yeah. So I'm down to have that discussion.
Okay, we can put it to a vote.
Yeah.
There's only 2 people that actually get to make that decision here. Sorry, Jason.
That's cold-blooded, man.
Yes.
But I don't know. Just a thought.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. That's good, Maddie. All right. We are recording. We are moving. We are cruising right along. It's a long weekend in BC, so that's why Canada shut down
Mm.
today for us, so we could record this. So
Oh, that's
Mark
very
could
nice.
be with
of
us, which is cool.
I know it's President's Day here. What is it up there? Is it
President
is
A.
I just am wondering if it's like the same holiday.
I don't think
I
so.
don't think so either.
Why would it be?
Or they're just observing a day.
They say our friends from the South are off. We should be too, eh?
Yeah, we've got some folks from the Pinelands.
Oh, yeah?
Mr. Sabo.
Cool. Family day is what they say, eh? All right. Cool. Prime Minister's Day, eh? Yeah. It doesn't have quite the same ring to it.
No, it's I don't know.
All right.
It's
Well,
Family Day.
I am interested in going ahead and getting rolling.
Cool.
Are we cool with that?
Let's do it.
The button
Let's
shall be
do it.
pressed.
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to the Jeep Life Podcast. We are proudly presented by Armorlight, the toughest flooring on the trail, the toughest flooring in the garage, the toughest flooring in the outdoor patio before you put it into your Jeep.
I gotta get to it. All right.
Well, I've got a box sitting in my garage right now,
We both have boxes
Yes,
sitting
we
in
do.
our
and so we got to get those on
storage areas.
somebody else's Jeep. It's not even for us.
No,
Th-
it's for
that's-
somebody else. But
Yeah.
you know what? With all this weather that we've been having,
Oh, man.
I have been putting my Armorlight to the test.
Oh,
Truly.
I'm sure. With
Truly,
all the
truly.
salt and
All the mud,
mud,
the
the
salt, the
muck.
gravel, the muck, the grossness.
Yep.
It is like there's a layer of some nastiness in my
Yeah, I-
Armorlight right now.
can't wait to hose that out.
That's yep.
Yeah, the most gratifying. Rinse it up, pull the plug, rinse it all out.
Done.
It's like, ooh, this look
Yep.
good.
Now, maybe I'll give this feedback straight to Dave and Kel at Armorlight. But I need something to hold that flap back.
Which
the,
flap?
The lid to the
When you're
drain
washing?
plug. Yeah,
That's a good. Yeah.
I need
think that's tough.
something in there
It's called
because I don't have enough hands.
you need a hand for the hose and you need a hand to hold it open. It's not that difficult.
And a hand for the door to hold the door open.
Oh, that's because you have those fancy mirrors.
yeah, I guess that's it.
Really, you just need to set the mirror with the pin. Open.
Open the right. Yeah.
You need to set the mirror open.
No, but there's something needs to happen there.
There is a feature that it should. There's a lockout pin that.
Oh, I
you
know about the
open-
mirrors. I'm worried about the drain plug.
Correct.
So
You're back to
what
trying
I've
to
been
open the drain
doing,
plug?
literally what I've been doing is just pulling the whole drain plug out.
That works
Oh,
too.
but that's so annoying. Most of the trying to get them back in there.
mine now. Are
Now.
lined up
right up.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's that first
Mine
time. It's
mine
like
line
never
right
goes
up
in.
too, but I
yeah.
don't like taking them out.
True.
I just hose it out and then you open the plug.
Just Colby says, just cut the little tag, or cut it off and make it
Then
separate.
then you lose it.
Yeah.
Then I lose it. I
Right.
lose everything that isn't attached, dude.
Right, that's the whole point of that.
It got to be attached.
It's got to be. So maybe I'm gonna work out a little thing that can go underneath, like
Yeah.
a wedge.
If you could hot glue like a fishing weight
Yes.
inside of it, then when you
Oh,
flip
yeah.
it open, it'll just stay.
Yeah, or something. But anyway, our thanks to Armorlight, regardless of the drain plug dilemma that I'm having,
That's your own problem.
for being the partner with the Jeep Life Podcast, and we appreciate that. Enjoy every minute of tonight because it's brought to you by them. I am Jeep and Terry.
I'm Breakabilly.
And what are you calling me today?
Jetty Jason.
Okay, there we go.
Jetty Jason.
We have multiple recurrent moniker here.
It's Jetty Jason.
yeah.
There we go.
It was a good one that that happened at the end of 2
There's gonna
episodes
be a
ago.
Right.
few good ones. Yeah.
But I can't
We
remember.
had to see if it was reaching critical mass.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's
We're good now.
Jetty Jason's sticking.
I like Jetty Jason. That works
All
really,
right.
really well.
Good for me.
Yep.
Good for you.
So we're back in the studio, not on our normal night, but on
Nope.
maybe a test bed for something to come
Well,
along.
Mondays have been working well for us because
And-
we've just
right.
all been around.
I think that's the key. So if you don't, and you're listening to this through your favorite podcast player, while driving down the highway or doing whatever it is you do when you listen to us, I mean, I can think of other visuals that I can put in there. You know,
Working in the garage.
yeah. You should check us out live, and
We record
we
live.
do record live, and it's a different show.
Slightly. It's unedited.
It is the unedited version.
Yep.
I do go back and I edit things. If we say something stupid and it doesn't work, I do pull that out, or
Because we're
something.
stupid and we
Yeah.
don't work.
The director cut.
Yeah, you do. Yes.
You need the director's cut.
I personally haven't done a lot of Jeeping stuff
I haven't really either.
lately. Work has been literally behind a computer for the past couple weeks, and it's cold,
Mm-hmm.
so I haven't been getting out, and my Jeep's still sitting at Dr. Don's
Oh.
all day Jeep Emporium.
Interesting.
All day Jeep Emporium.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm gonna get some shirts made.
Yeah, so I'm just waiting for my baby to come back to me. I'm missing it tremendously.
I've been accumulating things
Yeah.
for Jeep time.
Yeah.
You accumulated
And now I
another
accumulated
Jeep.
another Jeep. that
He
certainly
is at
stands out.
He's at 4 now.
You're at 4.
Yes.
He's at 4. He
It's
bought
like,
another one.
my line is
He's
like
gotta
it's like-
catch 'em all.
It's like Pokemon. You got to catch them all.
Well, I mean, you have a household that requires 4.
Correct.
There are
We are reaching
three
critical
women,
mass.
three women in his life that wanted Jeeps. So now they're all getting Jeeps.
You know, this could either go really well long term or really not. Because see now, the little anecdote was back in the day when I played a lot of golf, which was before the kids came along. And my wife goes, "Oh, I like playing golf," and so then I would try to go out and just go golf. And it's like, wait, I want to come and play golf. It's like, wait, hang on, no.
You need to go on your own time.
So
and
now it's
I
like,
go
hang
on
on.
my own time.
That's right.
And then you saw what happened when she came out with the Jeep on the trails.
She got, yeah.
She blew that thing up.
She did. There was
that was multiple
the
details
blowing
later.
The blowing
correct.
was a mud coming over the
It
windshield.
was a mudnami.
It was a mud shower.
But there were lots of smiles involved with that.
There were smiles.
It's all about
but,
smiles per mile, man.
That's right.
But it was messy.
And if it was earning me, dollars to holla, that would have been good.
Well, you're gonna get a lot of Jeep modifications coming your way.
Yeah, no kidding.
You got to do 4 of everything.
Oh, wow.
Good
Yeah.
luck, buddy.
No, now I just have my whole thing is, other than the TJ. Well, see, that's the problem. Is I've got a 2018 JLU, a
Yep.
2017 JKU, a 2014 JKU, and a 1997 Gen 1 TJ. And I'm like, well, 2 of those work out because they take mostly the same parts.
2
and
of
that
these
works.
things are just like the other. Yeah. Well, that's
It all
quite the
works.
collection you're developing there.
Yeah, all I need now is like a CJ8 and like, a J10.
YJ.
You need some,
Collect them
definitely
all.
need some
I need
square
all the
headlights in
alphabet.
that.
Some square
I
headlights.
need all the alphabet.
Yeah, you're
You
just
need
missing.
you need an MJ Comanche.
I need my Cherokee back.
You need a Comanche.
Yeah.
Everybody needs a Comanche.
Long bed Comanche.
Yeah.
I was behind a cherry one today. Oh, it was absolutely gorgeous. It was red. I'd never seen it in the valley before, and it was some lady driving it. I'm like,
Interesting.
does she know what she has?
It's a gem.
It was absolutely gorgeous. It was beautiful.
I think they look amazing on like 38-inch Swampers.
This certainly
on
wasn't.
like 30 inches of lift.
This
They
certainly
need to
was.
be jacked sky high
It's
on
absolutely
30.
top heavy.
Absolutely. No, it's bottom heavy.
Ah, that's true. The tires are like
It's like
suddenly
full
outweigh the
width
whole thing.
axles,
Yeah, yeah.
38
Oh, God.
Swampers, and an MJ.
100%.
Because it looks ridiculous.
Oh, that's awesome. So I was really tempted to pull over and say, hey, could I take a picture of your truck? And I'm like, that's kind of weird for a stranger to do that. And I wasn't in a Jeep, so it
Yeah.
wasn't like I can say, I'm a Jeeper.
Yeah, I'm a Jeeper. I'm a weirdo just like you.
Right. So it was, then I passed on it.
Yeah.
Uh,
You really wanted to just jump out in front of her and be like, stop!
I know, right?
I like that.
Cool truck. And
Yeah.
then just go.
And just go.
Right. That's awesome. Congratulations on your
I need
used
to wear
car lot.
I need to start wearing parachute pants because now I have a lot of pockets to empty.
Yeah.
God.
Oh my god.
Cargo shorts or whatever you want to call them.
Big Red, the snow pusher downer is
Yeah, the compactor
the compactor.
is doing well. It's running well.
No, don't shovel your driveway.
Just drive over
Just
everything.
drive Big
I
Red
just
back and forth.
Roll.
I went forward,
Roll.
backwards, forward, backward, forward, backward, forward, backward. Did the whole driveway like it.
Now it's an ice skating rink.
Nah, it's fine. It's going to melt quick.
Now that it's
Most
down
of
to
it
the rocks.
melted today.
But isn't it supposed to snow again a little bit this weekend?
I don't know.
I hope not.
I'm tired.
Better
of
not
it.
be Saturday.
It's going to snow
It's,
Saturday.
No, it's
supposed
not.
to snow Saturday.
It better not.
Where are you going?
Birthday party.
Oh yeah, birthday party.
Birthday.
Yeah, I had
Actually, it's supposed to be rain on Friday, and it's going to be 46 and raining.
Yeah, we had Lexi's birthday party last night because when we were supposed to, it got canceled and could only do it last night. So my apologies to everybody. But happy birthday, Lex. And I'm just going to go through and I'm going to I'm not individually going to say it, but hey to everybody out there that is tuning in and saying hey on the comments section. That's awesome. So if you're not following us live, make sure to do that on Sundays or Mondays. We have a
Whichever
We'll,
it may be.
we'll release what day.
yeah, we'll
We will,
figure
we
that
will.
out.
Stay tuned so you know which day it'll be.
Yeah. Speaking of staying tuned, stay tuned a little bit later. We're going to talk Jeep clubs and why you should be in a Jeep club and kind of our thoughts on a Jeep clubs. And
Indeed.
we'll dive into that a little bit later.
Mm-hmm.
But for now, I always do this time is call for your listener input. Show us your shop. Send us your stuff. Send in questions, and maybe we'll read them on air. We've got a listener question show coming up. We'd like to have a few more
Mm-hmm.
in that. We also do live questions on the comments
Mm-hmm.
as well. But we did get an email from Mike, and it kind of spurred the question today about, Jeep Club, and it was just in my mind. I thought about it. But Terry, Bill, and Jason, he actually...
I saw that. I
yeah,
was like,
Included
wow.
Jason, yeah.
Yeah, I started listening to the Jeep Live podcast when I bought my first Jeep in fall of 2023, so he's a new listener, but he picked up a 2017
Yep.
JK Unlimited, which is awesome. I have a 2017. I think, Jason, yours is 2017.
Yeah, I have one.
Yeah.
One
At
of them.
least one of
Just
yours
only one.
is, right? And has been getting miles of smiles since driving my Jeep and listening to the podcast. My Jeep was originally outfitted by a Rocky Ridge Custom Trucks with a 3.5-inch lift with 35-inch tires, lighting package, steel bumpers with a winch. All right.
Cool.
He's got it.
Pretty set up Jeep.
Sounds pretty set up. Yeah, I've been
Yeah.
taking it mudding in Wharton State Park a few times. We talked about
Mhm.
that. I had a blast with a neighbor in his Bronco. This is my favorite part. He got stuck in one of the giant mud puddles our first time out, and I pulled him out successfully with my winch after listening to your recovery episode, so we were safe and well prepared.
Insert recovery episode number here.
Right, you need the little button at the.
I need somebody to do that for. Here's
We need
here's
an
a call out
intern.
for an intern. If you're interested, let us know. You guys have given me a lot of great information and has helped me get into the Jeep life. I've done some work myself, including upgrading the shocks, adding on rock sliders to get ready for rock crawling at Roush Creek and AOAA this spring. With a larger tire size, I want to increase the gear ratio to add power to the drivetrain and ease the strain on the engine. While I'm handy, this job is outside of my expertise. I've done some research on parts and would like you to weigh in on my parts options.
I got plenty of that information.
Now we've done some discussions on these questions, so we'll make this kind of quick for you, and then
Mm-hmm.
I would love some recommendations on shops between Allentown and Philadelphia that specialize in Jeeps to do this work for me, so I'm using a trusted mechanic who knows the Jeep drivetrain. I did send him to Bill at Hardline.
Yep.
4x4. There's several shops in the area. There's some just inside New Jersey. There's in this area that we're in, there's a ton, and I'm sure they're that way everywhere. Do I trust all of them? I don't know. But I do.
Yeah, I don't know them, but I mean,
there's a handful that I do know and do trust.
yes.
But
Parts option I'm considering. Yukon 450 Dana 30 front and 44 rear. Maybe more that I need for the 35s, but he was looking to leave room to go to 38s in the future. While I'm getting this work done, should he add an Eaton e-locker, front and rear lockers, or should do the electronic or air, that kind of question. If I do air, should I get a power tank or another solution for the air control?
so let's talk about the 456. I'm assuming the axles on his are fine, so there's no need to put new axles.
No
in.
axles. To be honest with you, if you're going to 38s, that front 30 isn't going to
Ain't
hold
gonna
up
make it.
long.
Yeah. Yeah, at
It's a
some point you might
smaller
wanna
ring,
put a
smaller ring gear.
Yep.
So I would recommend going to 44 maybe in the front eventually, but I would say definitely 456s is a reasonable gear ratio for 35s or 37s.
Now you have
and
488s.
No,
in-
I actually have 456s with 37s, and it runs really well.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Oh, right, because you have new
I
axles.
changed.
Right.
Yeah,
You were
changed
at
new
488s.
axles,
Yeah.
this, that, and the other thing. But Eaton e-locker versus air locker, I mean, that's all kind of preference. Do you want e-lockers are very simple, 12-volt power, and it's locked.
Yep.
There's a bonus to that.
It is air. They leak. They this, that, and the other thing. Speaking of leaking, I have to tear mine apart for the third time now because it's leaking. When I turn it on, it still locks. It's
Yep.
fine,
But it's
but it spews.
blowing.
Yeah, it blows
Yep.
air. So that's one of the things you got to worry about. E-lockers are a whole lot more simple. Now, power tank versus a
OBA or
compressor or an onboard, storage tank with compressor. Right now, currently, in my opinion, I think power tank is the flawless solution. I think when you're filled, you're ready to go, it's done. You never have to worry about the compressor working, this, that, and the other thing working. You can put them on manual valves, and it can be a full manual system.
Yeah, and you don't even have to turn the pressure up. I mean,
Nope.
it requires very little pressure to actuate those.
Actually, you don't want to put them above like 120 psi.
Right.
Max. Like they're not supposed to go above. It says it on the box, caution, do not run above 120 psi.
Yeah, I concur about the power tank simply because I think it's a really versatile system. But I think if I was going to do an air locker, I would want something independent of my power tank because I use my power tank
Yeah.
so often. So disconnecting it's one more thing
It means
to
it
do.
needs to be ready to go all the time, and it's committed to doing its job.
Right. And which
versus
I would
just
get
being-
something
right.
that's dedicated to that, like an ARB.
Right. I think
compressor.
the cool idea would be is if the concern is robustness and a backup solution, you just put a T in there where if like
Yep.
suddenly your OBA doesn't work, then you hook the power tank to it.
Yeah.
You're still in action. You're good
Yep.
to go.
So, and I think we should I expect better gas mileage with a higher gear ratio?
Yes and no.
I don't think
No.
you're not running a
You're
Jeep
not
for
gonna- no.
mileage.
No.
Um,
No.
Then don't choose Giant 37.
Somehow I was supposed to get better gas mileage, and I've gone down
yeah.
again.
Big Jeep Wave, Mike, thanks for that. While we're on these kind of questions, Joe from the live just
Mhm.
sent us a question for weekend wheeler. Do you recommend MT tires or is that overkill? Also, how much attention should go into the weight of each tire? We've kind of discussed tires as well. I am a fan of the Mickey Thompson Baja Boss ATs.
Yep.
Which is kind of the most aggressive, extreme all-terrain tire out there, but it's super quiet on the road. It almost is an MT
Yeah.
in its appearance and its performance.
Mm-hmm.
But Baja Boss MTs are true mud terrains. I run mud terrains on my vehicle.
I run mud terrains on mine, but you're looking at 120 pounds of tire.
Yeah.
And I
When-
used to
espe-
have them. I used to have the lugs on mine.
Right.
But, my neighbors used to say, "Oh, I know you're coming down the road because I can hear you." And it was not quiet, and it was not
Rattles
the
your
smoothest.
rattles your teeth.
They look great, and they
They
were
look
great on the
cool.
trail.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, it's a trade-off.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good hybrid tires like those ATs. I have KO2s now. I put KO2s on the 2018, and they work, and they're quiet, but they still work good on the trails.
Yeah.
Good all around.
I mean, I was looking at actually going to ATs.
Yeah.
So
I know that we put ATs on my kid's Jeep,
Yeah.
and they're great.
Yep.
They're a great all-around tire unless that thing's going to spend 100% of its time on trail.
you don't really need it.
You don't need it. A lot of the ATs now are more
Just
aggressive,
Mhm.
but they have a better pattern, so you get quieter.
and they repel
Road-
water better
yeah.
on the road,
Right, yep.
kind of thing. So, maybe we need to come back and revisit and do a tire.
And then ultimately, like, everybody needs a set of boggers.
Yeah.
Just like big 42,
Just
43
43-inch
giant.
Yes.
giant boggers, giant
Mudslingers.
lugs. Yep. Yeah.
So thanks, Joe. Thanks, Mike. Do send in those questions, info
yeah.
at jeeplifepodcast.com, and maybe we'll read it on air. We're pretty good at that sort of thing. Another one just came up. Georgia, I'm going to install steel body armor on my aluminum JL. Should I be concerned about galvanic corrosion with the steel riv nuts? Should I find aluminum riv nuts? That's a
Well, aluminum, I don't think they make aluminum riv nuts. So the best thing I would say is, like, once you drill the holes, paint them.
some
Paint-
sort of sealant.
Yeah, some type of sealant, paint the holes, and then make sure that they have the riv nuts have a good coating. No matter what, you're drilling holes into a Jeep.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, that's pretty cool because on aluminum JL, there's no place to put magnets, and
Nope.
if you throw steel armor on there, you can throw magnets on
Yeah.
there.
yeah,
That's a bonus.
yeah.
Suddenly things stick.
I mean, hey, I think corrosion's going to be the least of your problems.
Yeah,
at that
right.
point.
Well, you are adding a lot of weight to a
Yes.
vehicle that's designed to get a little bit lighter,
Yes.
Correct.
right?
Hey, I'm all about the protection. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
Absolutely, I'm 100% behind it. But I'm just saying, you're drilling into your Jeep.
Yeah, I think
That's the least of your problems is corrosion. At this
no,
point.
it's the the corrosion of the steel riv nuts, right?
Shit's gonna rust.
Just seal it all up. If you're going to drill it
Seal.
in, make sure you seal it all
Yep.
up.
Clear
some
sealant was going to
RTV
be your
and-
best
yes.
friend. Put a
Yeah.
nice bead across the top. Make it real nice.
Yeah,
Real nice like.
do that. Thanks for that question.
Sorry.
No, you're absolutely right. Hey, we've got the events list going.
I'm going to let you kick this one off.
Yeah, I want to kick this one up. So in March, I'm heading out to Easter Jeep Safari for work.
Lucky you.
Yep, I don't pretend that I'm not the luckiest SOB on the planet.
You are.
But really cool. So I'm gonna be there personally. Probably 8 days in Moab. Make sure to find me if you're out there. But if you are going to be out there, we're doing a trail ride. Oracle Lighting is working with Rockslide Engineering and Armorlight to do an
Ooh.
evening trail ride to show off the lights.
That's cool.
And that's going to happen on Monday, March 25th. If you would like, I might be able to sneak a lucky listener in to our trail ride. Send me an email at tpritchard@oraclelights.com. I will
Pritchard@oraclelights.com.
Yes.
Okay.
tpritchard@oraclelights.com. I will not put this in the show notes, but tpritchard@oraclelights.com. I'll put it in the comments section.
It's really far away, but I mean,
If you
I was
want,
going to say,
can.
and Billy and I will not be there in person.
maybe. I don't know.
I'll
Maybe I'll get a plane ticket.
But we're doing that with Rockslide Engineering and Armorlight, who are partners of the podcast, and obviously, I work for Oracle. So we're doing a combined trail ride, and it's going to be awesome. I'm not going to give it all away because I want to surprise the people who go on the trail. It's going to be well worth going.
That's really cool.
Yeah, and so that's exciting. April 24th through the 28th is Jeep Beach in Daytona.
You're going to be there.
I think everything on the list, I'm going to be there. I will be there, and I will be there repping Oracle, so come see me.
Cool.
High fives and hugs and selfies and all that sort of
Heck
thing.
yeah.
May 3rd through the 5th, the Oversand Expo in Wildwood, New Jersey. This is the first year of this event, and it's camping on the beach.
I know. And there is also the Coal Bucket Challenge up at Line Mountain four-wheel racing
Yeah. Oh, that weekend?
that weekend as well.
Oh.
So there's racing,
Yeah.
and then there's camping.
My
The
speed.
best part is the camping after the race.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's something about there. And the weekend before that will be the Jeep Enthusiast of Eastern Pennsylvania Spring Trail Ride, which will
Yes.
include camping as well. So my tent will get a lot of use that
There you go.
that week.
A wise investment.
Yeah.
June 18th and 19th is Bantam Jeep Festival in Butler, Pennsylvania. July 12th to the 14th is New Jersey Jeep Invasion in Wildwood, New Jersey, put on by Blinker Fluid Productions. And July 19th to the 20th is PA Jeeps All Breeds Jeep Fest in Carlisle, Pennsylvania. August 22nd to the 24th is Great Smoky Mountain Jeep Invasion in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. August 25th is the Warren Ride at Windrock. And then September 21st to the 22nd is Fall New Jersey Jeep Invasion down in Cape May, New Jersey.
Yeah. All these are
And
great events.
Ocean City, New Jersey.
Ocean City.
All these are great events, and most of them I'm going to be at. Some of them
I will be at
we
some.
will be at
Yep.
together. And I think Jason will be at a couple. So make sure to come by and get a selfie with us and hang out.
I'll probably be at the trails a lot more, too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my Jeep gets back, I'll be there.
Yep.
So yeah, that's our events list is
Lining up, man.
lining up.
Andy asked if there are still openings in the club trail ride, and I would strongly recommend to go to the club page
Yes.
and go to the event page to
Yes.
assess the situation.
I am not guiding
I am not either.
because it's not I'm there's no guarantee that I'm going to be there with work. So I
I
couldn't
am not
commit to
guiding
that.
either this year.
You're not?
Nope.
Well, you're optioning.
I don't even know what I'm bringing. There might be something in pieces.
Bring a trailer.
I don't know.
You just pull your vehicle up on the trailer, work on it for the weekend there.
I might be
On-
cutting
on the-
into it, so I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
know.
There
Who knows?
might be disconnected structural components.
Tubular pieces.
Wow.
So we don't know.
Yep,
Don't
we
even know what I'm going to bring.
We don't
Haven't
know.
gotten that far.
Speaking of club trail ride, I thought it would be cool to kind of talk about Jeep clubs
Hey, I'm in a Jeep club.
and whether you should or should not join a Jeep club.
We're very biased on the part that says you should.
Yeah, well, to a point, and
And not all Jeep clubs are the right Jeep club for you.
Correct.
yeah, true, and I think that's a very very valid point.
Yep.
Billy and I met. Here's some backstory. Billy and I met.
A long, long time ago on a foggy morning in Emmaus, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, and it was
Stringing a 3-string banjo.
yeah right.
I pulled up with 3 teeth. And my Jeep roaring.
and I think you were like 13 at that point.
I was like 23 and I was still wet behind the ears kind of deal.
Yeah,
But yeah, I was a
Um,
young buck.
So that was our very first outing of what became the Jeep Enthusiast of Eastern Pennsylvania, our Jeep Club.
Yep.
You, me, and Brandon met in a parking lot, took the longest way possible to get to a local brewery.
Yep. We drove an hour and a half
On
go
a 25-minute
for
drive.
a 22-minute drive.
Yeah. It was awesome.
It was great.
It really was. And, we sat there in Weyerbacher Brewery and
And we talked about what a Jeep club should be.
yeah, and we all had opinions. And the first and foremost is we didn't want to pay a lot of dues
Nobody wants
Or-
to pay dues.
or pay any dues.
Yep.
And we wanted to have people that we could hang out with that we liked. We had a shared love for a vehicle.
Yep.
Right? And also, part of me was like, I just want people to hang out. We can have adult beverages, have pizza, and throw some parts on a Jeep or
Or just hang out.
Hang
or
out.
go
Occasionally camp.
occasionally camp. Cool.
Yeah.
Do cool things. Go to cool places. See cool things.
yeah.
And then we came to an idea of that everything we do should have some type of benefit.
Yep, to the community.
Yep.
And
Because we should give back.
it was funny how that just organically happened that
Yep.
we all agreed that was to be a priority, and literally out of that came we have over 10,000 members online, and usually we can muster up a couple hundred Jeeps if we
At any given point to
Right.
show up at a parking lot and then we get fined.
right, and we do it. I mean, the biggest concern about having an event for us is the parking,
Yep.
right? Or is the place going to have enough parking to put the number of vehicles that are going to show up?
Absolutely.
But when I get questions kind of similar to what we had from Mike, I feel like my Jeep club and the people that I run around with in the Jeep club are the people that I would ask that question to.
Yep.
I always want us, the podcast, to be a source of that information, but not everybody listens to the podcast, or maybe are too shy, or think they're going to be ridiculed to ask those questions. But I think that was important for me when I started the club, is I wanted to make sure that I felt comfortable to ask those technical questions.
Yep.
And to make an environment where others can feel comfortable with that. And, how many times do we get on a forums or we get onto, Facebook group, or I belong to several Jeep Club pages.
Yep.
With my job or whatever. And so what if somebody asks the same question that's been asked 100 times already?
What tire size can I fit on my Jeep with no lift?
Yeah, that's a very typical.
When do I have to re-gear?
But why?
What's this noise?
You shouldn't have to feel bad about that. I know there's search functions and stuff, but I have a hard time searching for things.
Sometimes it's
and
just
getting the
easier
results.
to ask.
It's just easier to ask. And then if you know the answer, share the answer.
Yep.
If you don't, or you do and think it's hilarious that person asked the question,
but you had to ask that question at some
point. Yeah, just be
to
respectful.
learn. Yep.
So that when you're looking for a Jeep Club, you want to I honestly feel like try it out.
Yeah.
And see if people are going to ridicule you for asking questions, or get the general vibe of it. Go and hang out with some people, and is that the right thing for you? And we encourage that. I mean, we have people all the time. The most recent event, I was talking to people. They were like, we've been to 5 different Jeep clubs in the area, and we haven't found our home.
Yep.
And they list off a couple. I was like, don't tell me any names. I don't want to know.
We don't need to know names.
But I want to hear your feedback on this event.
Yeah.
And they were blown away. It was like no other Jeep club that we've ever been a part of. I'm going to toot our own horn, because I think we're the model for a lot of Jeep clubs.
We should, yeah.
You should do what we do.
No dues.
No dues.
Benefit the community.
Yep.
Have fun. Don't be an asshole.
Yes. The don't be an asshole is almost rule number 1, right?
It is rule number 1 on our joining the club.
Yeah, don't be an asshole. But I can't comprehend the fact that people wouldn't feel comfortable going with a group.
Well, I think the important thing that you've been saying, talking about our particular club, and this has come up. I know when I came in and, asked backstory questions and sort of got to understand more about the genesis of the club and kind of what the principles were, it really identifies more as a social Jeep club.
Yeah. Yep.
We have a lot of different events. We do a lot of different things. Other Jeep clubs, as you pointed out, if you're on several different groups online, I am.
Some of them
other
are
groups
hardcore wheelers.
Yeah, monthly rides.
Yep.
It's
wheeling.
There's factions within those groups, or some of them are, again, not naming any names. Came to find out one particular group, it's like, oh, if you're not showing up on, built 37s with a 4.5-inch lift and like an LS swap and can recite the torque spec of everything under the body of that vehicle, like, what are you doing here? Like, you're not serious.
Yeah.
So, but you know what? If you're that kind of person and you identify with that, there's that club for you. There is an outlet for that.
Yes.
So I think it's not a matter of what's right or wrong. Like you said, everyone should follow in our model.
Yep.
It might not be the right model.
It might not be the right.
You.
What did you say? It might not be the right club for you.
Yeah.
So there are going to be clubs for the
hardcore wheelers.
Hardcore, like, what did you weld this weekend?
Yep.
What have you welded for me lately? Should be the tagline. And then there's clubs like ours that are very open and welcoming.
Social.
How many members of our club come out and they have a bone stock anything that they roll in and back to you asking questions, and maybe they never do anything.
Yeah.
But they're just as welcome
Yep.
as anybody else.
And I think that's you rest on some points, and I really like that. The fact that there's a club out there for everybody, which is why I say go and try out clubs.
Yep.
Because I know, there's Evolution Jeep Alliance in our neighboring area, and those guys wheel a lot.
They do.
And I've gone out and hung out with them. It's been awesome.
And they're welcoming.
And they're very,
Very
welcoming people.
But I don't. That's not why I have a Jeep.
And most clubs always are. We're in the Jeep family. Clubs are always welcoming no matter what. And sometimes you just got to put up with some
shenanigans.
That happens.
There's personalities, but that goes with the territory.
But that's everything.
I'm looking at the comments, and Steve, he's one of the guys down in the Pine Barrens, and the club down there, Venom. I met a couple of those folks when I was down a few weeks ago to the, Batso community center there,
right.
that they were doing that whole shtick about the closing of a lot of the trails, roads, shall I say. And yeah, I mean, good people, and saw the different vehicles. It felt like you were just in a different location doing the same thing.
Yep.
And that's largely what I think my assumption would be walking in any group that I am not inherently a part of, would expect that. Some level of welcoming, but you've got to be humble too. Don't walk in and think like anybody owes you anything.
Yeah.
And I think that's my big thing is I'm going to step on a soapbox for just a moment. Don't be those people that judge people for asking questions.
Yeah.
Don't be those people who, when somebody, maybe they've been out on a green trail multiple times, but they want to try a blue. Don't razz them about it.
Yeah.
Help them.
Yep.
Show them the way.
Absolutely.
Right? And help them turn into something. Rule number 1, don't be an asshole. In the forums, if it's a question that's been asked a million times and you don't feel like answering it,
copy and paste the old answer. It's easy.
No, just scroll on.
Yeah. Or that.
Scroll on.
Or scroll on. Don't be a troll.
Right. Let somebody else that cares answer that question.
Yep.
Don't
Yeah.
bust their chops for asking that question, because to be honest with you, it's hard enough. And let's face it, a lot of people buying their first Jeep, right? And you go to the dealer and you buy a Jeep, it's really not built.
No.
Probably. It's capable, but it's
Right.
not built. So
I've gotten the phone call. Hey, how do you put it in 4-wheel drive?
yeah.
It's a very valid question.
It's not as straightforward as you think,
Yep.
right? And
When it go 4 high, click, not a big problem.
4
But
low.
then I've taught some fellow member Jeep owners in my family that the secret handshake.
yeah,
And it's
yeah.
like, and what's interesting is you realize what you might have come to know. There was a day that I didn't know how to do that. And I'm
Right.
like, okay,
Right.
it's got to roll, but roll slow. And I go, is that okay? That's okay.
Clunk.
And then they join the ranks of I know.
Yes.
And now I know.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's how it spreads.
And G.I.
Like a
Joe,
virus.
knowing is half the battle. But it's really the feedback I got from those people were, they've been out different clubs and it just didn't work for them.
Yep.
And I guess that's
And
okay.
we might not have worked for them either. But,
Yeah.
you got to try out a couple clubs.
Yeah. And
You got to try out all the
it's like-
restaurants to see which one you like the
It's
most.
like
That's
it's like
right.
going out on a Friday night. You got to go to a couple different clubs. Sooner or later, you find your favorite one,
Exactly.
and then you want to be there all the time.
Yep.
All right, information for new Jeepers going into a Jeep club setting.
Well, you found us, so you know how to use a search bar.
Don't be an asshole.
Don't be.
Back to
Yeah.
Terry's
And-
number 1 rule.
And just search Jeep clubs on Facebook in your area. Just
Yeah.
type in what's the general area? Lehigh Valley Jeep clubs.
Yeah.
Texas Jeep clubs, Miami Jeep clubs.
Yeah.
Right.
You know,
Because a lot of them will, and most
they
that
have
we all know about,
websites,
all
they
have their own site, and then sooner or later you can. Because I remember finding our club
Yeah.
because I happened to be at a particular field hockey event, and there was this little card that said "You've been spotted."
Yeah.
And it turns
Yeah.
out, ironically, when I go back in my little story time, it's turned out that it was actually Terry, who I didn't know
Yep,
at the time, and we figured that out
Way later.
way later,
Yep.
while camping in our Jeep Club event.
Right.
But that's the thing, is sometimes it's organic.
Yep.
That's important. And then, like you said, Bill, it's like you search, and in your location, there's probably pages, and then from
There's
there
gotta
you
be
can
pages.
backtrack into everybody's
Or you
on
might have to
social media.
drive 45 minutes to go find a
Some of
good
ours are-
club. Yeah.
Some of our folks are, for our big events, I know
Yep.
there's some folks that come a bit of a distance.
Oh,
Yep.
we've had people come to our trail ride from
Hour and a half, 2 hours,
Connecticut
yeah.
and Maine and all over the place.
Yep. And that's great because you get to meet new people.
Right.
And so that's kind of the next thing. If I'm going to look for a new club, I found that club in Miami that I want to go to. I personally would go to the club and kind of not necessarily fully insert myself.
You got to feel it out.
Feel it out.
Right.
And even now, if I was to relocate with a job, I would not go into a club full cocked as the expert and
Rule number 1.
right. I would ease into it and let people discover who I
Right.
am and I discover who they are. And if my knowledge or my expertise or my experience lends itself, then I'm going to give that
Yep.
freely. But I in no way, and this is life in general, you shouldn't force yourself into a situation,
Yeah.
right? You shouldn't, come in 100 miles an hour because that's going to turn people off and
Usually does.
right, and it's not going to sit right with others.
Right.
I know that when we get together and there's somebody new that comes in, we're super welcoming. But if they came in all hot and like they knew everything, that just wouldn't sit right with me.
Yeah.
We earned our
Right.
our relationship, our friendship, and we're willing to
It takes
open
time
it
to
up.
groom. You have to plant the seeds and groom it.
Right.
But that's another thing too, is it's said before, was there's always the personalities, different personalities. And the benefit is, I know that out of our club is pretty big in the numbers.
Yeah.
There's definitely a core population that comes to,
Mhm.
they're a little closer in geography. They're able to come to more events.
Yeah.
So that plays a role.
Yeah.
And out of that, of the most core members, there are some very genuine, down to earth,
Dedicated people.
welcoming people that go out of their way to spot somebody that they don't recognize.
Yep.
And welcome them in, because it can be very intimidating.
Yes.
Showing up and it's like, well, I don't know any of these people. Who do I talk to? I don't even know who's who.
And you see this giant guy coming at you with a big beard, and he's like, "Hi, I'm Jeepin' Terry today," or
That's
"I'm
correct.
Brunkin' Terry," or "I'm."
Here we go.
And he's like, "What is your name and what do you do?
Yep.
And
What
why
is
do
your
you-
name and
why-
what is your number?
and why do you like jeeping?"
Correct.
No, if you know me, you know that's not the case. You will come to
Joking.
me, and then I'll hug you when
Yeah.
you come to me. But I'm not going out there. That's not.
Yeah,
who I am.
okay. Yeah, right.
Yeah, and Steve makes a good point. I'm just looking down at some comments.
Yeah.
And it echoes what we were saying earlier.
What do you want to do?
What is the bias of what you want to do? Is it, do you want more wheeling? Hey, those folks have social events too. It's
Yeah.
just that predominantly they're going to do that
After
Organizing.
wheeling.
before and or after wheeling or during wheeling, and not have
Yeah.
quite as many just sort of
What
social events.
What outlet do you want your Jeep Club to be for
Correct.
you?
Like
Yeah.
we have two big wheeling, quote unquote. We have two major events
Right.
And that's our big. That's like our big thing.
Correct.
Are there factions of people within the club that get together and go
Go
out
more
Sure.
often, yes, and they post on the page
Right.
about it.
Hey, I'm going up on Saturday. I got
Anybody
3
wanna
people with
join?
me. Anybody want to join? Be there
Yep.
by 9.
It's a built-in riding circle, right?
Yes.
A wheeling circle. It's a built-in wrenching circle. It's a built-in go hang out at the ice cream social circle. It's
Yeah.
go to the brewery social. I think that's the key to it, is finding that group of people that you want to hang out with that celebrate the same
That Jeep life.
the Jeep life. Yeah,
That's your tagline.
it is our
Loving that Jeep life.
yeah. But I think it's good. We'd love to hear from your Jeep Club. Now, Billy is wearing merchandise from our Jeep Club. I am wearing merchandise from a Jeep Club in Pittsburgh.
And I'm thinking about merchandise from Jeep Club.
And how we can get some.
And this is the Pittsburgh Jeep Club. If you would like for us to wear your swag or put your sticker on our table, feel free to do that. Reach out at info@jeeplifepodcast.com and I'll let you know how to send us stuff. And if you do that, I'll send you a Jeep Life Podcast sticker
And a Break It Billy sticker.
and a Break It Billy sticker, so that you know who we are.
Yep.
Oh, Trisha makes a good point.
Yeah.
Comment popped up here. It's not all a boys' club either.
Oh, clearly.
No, it's not.
We actually
Clearly.
have a number
Yeah.
of
Female.
ladies in the club that are quite active and dedicated to their vehicles
Yep.
and
Yeah.
participate and come out to the trail rides and own it.
Yeah.
So yeah, for absolute sure, it is not
And
a boys' club.
And we love that. I know that each of us, we
Yeah.
have our Jeeps, but we also have your sister,
My sister just got into it.
Right.
Your daughter.
my daughter.
His
The
2
other
daughters.
three of the 4 in the quiver.
3, yeah.
And, it's good to have role models for those individuals as well.
Yep, for sure.
And, that's one of the reasons why, Holly
Yeah.
has come,
Amazing.
comes
and
on
YOLO.
the show. And,
I was just
yeah.
gonna say.
And, Rove and Rory.
Yep.
Like, there's great women in the industry that are
Yeah.
really
and,
working hard.
And we see those people and we, get to hang out with them and we have them on the podcast.
Yep.
And I think it's important. And it's one of the reasons I work where I do is
Yeah.
because of women in the industry.
Yep.
And so I think it's real important Tricia, that's a great point. And when I look at our Jeep Club roster, I wouldn't want to be able to put a percentage to it, but it's a very sizable percentage of
Oh, yeah.
women wheelers
sure.
or women Jeepers.
Yeah.
And we encourage that, and I think people feel welcome when they come
Yes.
for that. So I think it's important that your Jeep Club supports women in the activity as well. And so
Mhm.
if you're looking for a club, make sure that that's part of your
It is the
criteria.
It is the truest equal opportunity.
Yeah.
Activity.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Well, that about sums it up for Jeep
Kind-
clubs.
Yeah.
Come hang out with
Find
us.
your Jeep Club.
Yep. All right. Where can people find us?
Well, you already found us, so make sure you tell a friend. But just make you can
Yeah, I won't edit that.
All right. Well, you already found us. Make sure you tell a friend. And we have a YouTube channel, Jeep Life Podcast. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Also, head over to our Facebook page, like that page, and you will stay up to date with all of our latest postings. And you can watch us live on either one of those platforms, Facebook, YouTube. We have an Instagram and a Patreon if you would like to support the podcast in any other way.
Yeah. Here's a free way to support the podcast.
Send us an email at info@jeeplifepodcast.com.
You've rehearsed that.
Rate and review us
Absolutely. I stand
wherever
in the
you
mirror.
listen to us. Right now, review us.
Review us.
Go to the YouTube channel and give us a review.
Click that
Um,
like button.
Comment.
Go to Spotify.
Leave us a review.
Subscribe. Leave
us a
I
review.
don't think you can review us on Spotify. I think you
No?
can do it on Apple.
I know you can do it on Apple. But
Yes, that's
give us a review. Give us a 5-star rating.
Give us
Um,
all the likes and the stars and the hooplas.
Yes.
Woo!
All right, everybody. I'm Jeep and Terry.
Break it, Billy.
And Jetty Jason.
And here's a big Jeep wave to you, everybody. Everybody, thanks for hanging out with us. We'll see you next time. Have a good night.